Hello guys, and welcome back to our podcast, Grim Reading Kings, where we talk about anything spooky and strange. My name is Sammy, and I am here with my co-host, Tom and Tamsin.
Hi.
We upload our podcast every Monday, and if you want to watch us, we upload every episode to our YouTube channel every Friday. We also have a Patreon, where we upload a full, uncut, unedited episode every Monday, and a Facebook page where you can join in on conversations, tell us your stories, and share your thoughts on each weekly episode.
Or tell us just how wrong we were.
Yeah.
That's
How many things?
completely wrong.
Yeah. How many things we pronounced wrong?
Oh, there's gonna be a compilation of all this stuff.
Honestly, just like tell us. All of these are linked in our description, so please do check them out and subscribe. And if you enjoy these stories, please give us a like and a thumbs up.
Just like that.
Just like this. In this series, we are discussing witches, and on today's episode, I am going to be talking about modern witches.
Modern bitches.
Woohoo.
So my name is Tom.
My name is Sammy.
I'm Tamsin.
Where we talk about anything and everything spooky and strange.
In this series we discuss film curses,
Dark history.
Murder mystery.
local stories,
Chapoke.
Out right now.
That's how you kill someone.
I'm going to do a warning.
actual human skeletons.
Psychopathic tendencies.
The last thing to know is the actual injury.
Right, let's go again.
Don't challenge me on this. Don't credit me this. Don't. This is just the research that I've done that I want to talk about. It's not, like, it might not be 100% accurate.
Come for you.
Because, you know, like, in my story, it goes into a bit more about religion and stuff. So, I don't know, religious people can be a bit protective of their religion. So,
They usually know more about it than we do.
yeah,
Because we're
exactly.
not.
Exactly. I don't know much, but this is what I have gathered. From the 15th to the 18th century, there was a genuine fear of witchcraft, and those suspected of consorting with the devil could be put on trial and executed, occasionally in large numbers. The fear of witches, witchcraft, and bewitchment originated in the medieval period when the Roman Catholic Church taught the dangers of witchcraft and printed texts, such as
The Malleus Maleficarum.
its illustrated horrors of witchcraft, which was actually banned. The
Malleus Maleficarum.
Can you say that again a bit louder?
The Malleus Maleficarum.
You said it the same voice. A bit louder.
Malaria. The Malleus Maleficarum
Asserts that 3 elements are necessary for witchcraft: the evil intentions of the witch, the help of the devil, and the permission of God. The treatise is divided into 3 sections. The first section is aimed at clergy and tries to refute critics who deny the reality of witchcraft, thereby hindering prosecution. The second section describes the actual forms of witchcraft and its remedies. The third section is to assist judges confronting and combating witchcraft, and to aid the inquisitors by removing the burden from them. Each of the 3 sections had the prevailing themes of what is witchcraft and who is a witch. The book was condemned by top theologians, is that a word?
I don't know, but it sounds like it should be a word.
Of the Inquisitions. In my head I can say this, but not out loud. Inquisitions at the Faculty of Cologne for recommending unethical and illegal procedures, and for inconsistent and catalytic beliefs of demonology.
Do you know how many mental words that was back to back?
That really was. Like, when I'm typing out, when I'm reading it in my head, it's like, oh, that really makes sense. And then I go to actually speak it, and I'm like,
Like me when I picked that pub and then instantly couldn't say the name.
Landoja.
And then I went home and my mum was like, oh yeah, the Landogger or whatever. She was like, that's how we say it. And I was like, that's not how I pronounced it. And she was like, oh, that's how we've been saying it since I was born. I was like, oh, shit. She used to go there when she was younger.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she knows it really well.
We need to go there on our date.
Yeah.
I'm still up for that if you are.
Still up for it, yeah.
Right. Witchcraft remained within the popular imagination into the early modern period, and after the Reformation, it was still perceived to be a threat to the church and well-ordered society. In times of uncertainty and upheaval, witchcraft accusations would increase, and so there were often more witchcraft accusations during the times of war and famine. Witchcraft caused great fear within society, but it also often became a function of normal life. Somebody new to a community might be accused of witchcraft because his or her neighbours were suspicious of them. There were also waves of accusations as groups of people were rounded up and put on trial together, such as the Lancaster witches, a group of women who were tried together 20 years after the famous Pendle witch trials. Women were more likely to be accused because of the church's teaching that women were the weaker sex, seen as more vulnerable to the seductive powers of the devil. Therefore, accusations of witchcraft became another way for women to be oppressed in early modern society. The images of witches who were women, often riding on broomsticks with a pointy hat, the image that we most associate with witchcraft today. However, men were also suspected and accused of witchcraft, such as the male witches of Edmonton.
Edmonton? Yeah.
Edmonton, yeah. When a person was accused of witchcraft, an indictment would be drawn up, then witnesses would be called, and examinations of the accused would be carried out, and sometimes a confession drawn out, possibly torture. Those found guilty would be executed. Not all accusations of witchcraft were believed. However, in this period, people were suspicious of attempts to pretend to be bewitched, because it was a way of making money, or pretending to be a witch, and were aware that not all cases of witchcraft were genuine. People were more suspicious of witchcraft when the harvest failed, as they looked to find a cause. Witchcraft trials became ways for grievances and disputes to be aired, and for people to stand in testimony for or against their neighbours. So I feel like it would be a good way to get rid of annoying neighbours. Be like, oh yeah,
that was literally it.
She was a witch. Like, honestly.
You could just like, they didn't even disprove it, did they, buddy? They just like...
No. Well, they would do the test, but they would keep going until they gave in to the test.
Yeah.
So they would always
win.
Positive.
They'd always admit.
And you needed 3 neighbours to say that you were a witch. So if you had like 3 people next door that hated you, you were pretty fucked.
Yeah. That's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
Got to have that power these days.
Oh, to be honest, our neighbours aren't too bad, so we can't really say much.
I've got some neighbours.
I was going to say. Tamsin, however. People still practice witchcraft to this day, but with little to no threat. In England, anyway. Being punished for it. I read that completely wrong, but it's still going. Over the years, humankind have become more and more detached with nature and relying on technology a bit too much. Although not necessarily a bad thing, I personally think it is unfortunate.
It's terrible.
It's horrible.
And we're sat with the world around us.
It's a shame that it's from the minute you can look and speak and all these different things. You're just sat in front of a telly. It used to be like a Saturday treat.
Yeah.
Telly.
Literally.
Like weekend thing. Like never used to really watch movies because it was quite hard to find them. Wouldn't go to the cinema I'd go to the cinema like once a year. Like it's so crazy that
so easily available.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's very annoying because like there's also things. It was a few years ago now, but there was an earthquake somewhere or a tsunami. I think it was like entwined with each other because obviously it's basically the same thing, but one in water, one in land. And this town, like all the animals and birds and everything, all flew away, and it was really quiet. And they're like, "Oh, that's weird. Where are they all going?" And then a few hours later, it was a massive like tsunami.
See if they've been paying attention.
Yeah, and like the birds know. They're like, get me the fuck out there. Even though they can fly, they're like, no, I'm not hanging around.
Fuck that.
I have like the same birds in my garden every morning. We have like the 2 magpies, the 3 fat pigeons.
Nice.
And like occasionally we'll have the blackbirds and stuff. And then they weren't in the garden every morning.
Oh, you'd be so
like,
worried.
What's going on?
Yeah.
It's never quiet in my garden. If it was, I'd be really freaked out.
For example, when we are poorly, we go straight for the medicine cabinet, which is full of unnatural substances for a quick and easy fix. Whereas if we spent a little more time researching the root cause and why we may have a headache, you could prevent or find a natural cure. Cure
bacon.
It's usually
by just literally by just being a little more in tune with your body and nature, literally.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Like, drink water.
Right, that's the thing. When you got a headache, you should never take painkillers for it because that's like the one thing you've actually got a reason to do something. Now, like shit, something's up.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you know that because you get migraines. When you get migraines, doctors literally say like, "Don't take any pills."
No,
like try not to take pills or
I do
that many.
No,
you have to with migraines, but
migraines I think is a bit different. I don't know how you can prevent them. But
start with witchcraft.
Yeah, that's true. Starting from today. Yeah, I think migraines, you can take stuff to prevent them, as in, like, did you hit your teeth with this?
I did you hear
Oh, I did.
Cringe,
That really,
wasn't
I tried to get past it, but it really couldn't.
it felt horrible as well.
Hold it! What the fuck just happened over there?
I bet that's funny on camera because I'm kind of like.
Do it again. Oh.
Got our thumbnail.
Yay.
Anyway, yeah, with migraines, I'm currently taking stuff to prevent them, which is really annoying. But with the hot weather we've had, I haven't had a migraine since, like, for at least 6 months, I think.
No.
Oh no, it's been shorter than that. No,
No, it hasn't, because I remember you saying that you had a migraine a few weeks ago when we were filming.
No, yeah, that was it.
Ones.
I was taking my tablets then, but I felt like it was trying to happen, but it wasn't happening.
Yeah,
it wasn't like a full blown one. I was getting the pain in my head because for those of you who haven't had a migraine, it's like brain freeze, but not. So you know, brain freeze, it comes really strong and then it goes. It's like that over and over again, but also with.
It's the sickness that does it to me.
Sickness, dizzy, eyesight.
Oh my god, yeah.
Orbs.
You can go just like your sight just goes white. Like you can't. You just see white. Like you're dying.
I feel like
it's mental.
So
if you try to look at something, so say if I get Tom to look at me, I'm like, hang on, look at me a minute. If I can't see his face, but I can see everything around him, and then as soon as I look away, whatever I'm then focusing on, I can see his face, but I can't see what I'm focusing on. It's really weird. It's like I can't see what I'm focusing on, but I can see around.
It's like anti-tunnel vision. You know how you get tunnel vision?
Yeah,
You're just seeing
literally.
like what you're looking at, but it's like you can't see what you're looking at. You can see.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, it's strange.
Yeah, it's really weird. And also, like, half your body goes numb. So, I actually worked with someone whose daughter got took to hospital thinking they were having a stroke.
Oh my god.
She said she has slurred speech. That's another one. It's an actual name for it. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, you can't speak. You try and think of the word. Like in your head, you're like, I know exactly what I need to say, and then you just cannot say it. No, there's an actual medicated name for it. I can't remember what it's called. If that's a word, medicated name. But yeah, she actually got taken to hospital because she never experienced this. Of what? Sorry, the dog upstairs probably just dropped something. Yeah, she got taken to the hospital basically because she half went numb. Her speech was slurred. She wasn't making sense. So they're like, shit, she's having a stroke.
Oh
but then when they did tests and stuff, there was no sign of a stroke or anything. So then when she said that to me, because she came in and like spoke to me about it, I was like, that was probably a migraine. Because like that's literally all that goes through like what happens to me when I get a migraine. But I think it is definitely, it's got to be connected to a stroke. Because like it can't be that similar that is still...
Or is it connected to a stroke? Just get that part of your brain both gets affected by it?
Yeah, maybe actually, yeah.
Because yours is like fucking irritated as piss when you're trying to talk to me like, can you get the hurts? Can you go to the kitchen and get the hurts? Can you open the hurts? I'm like, oh, would you just say the one word I want?
I was trying so hard. This is one time it was really bad. I woke up in the night and I was like trying to wake up. Or was it in the morning? No, that's something like that.
No, it was at night.
Yeah. And I was like, ow, hurts. Can you please get that? Ow. I was like, I literally can say that up to, I couldn't say, please could you go and get my migraine tablets? Because I'm having a migraine. I literally could not say it. And then in the end, he was like, are you having a migraine? I was like, yeah.
But if you literally, all you have to do is say migraine, I'll be like, cool. But you're like,
you can't feel it.
That's now though. Right now, my head does not feel so. Ow! You're saying so much. You can say that one word. I know you can.
It's so hard. Honestly, if you're in my brain at that moment, you would be lost. You wouldn't even know what's going on. Like, oh, it's so hard. Just literally say, like, I'm having a migraine. Go get my tablets. Sometimes I can catch it early and I could be like, Tom, I'm getting a migraine.
Yeah.
But then he would lovely go and get. He would love it.
Are you having a migraine?
Go and get. No, I'm drinking.
You're always having a migraine.
Literally. That's what it would be.
But
I was going to say I was going to say how lovely you were. You're about to sleep me.
No.
I was going to say because I get a migraine and I'm like, luckily I catch it and I'm like, Tom, I'm getting a migraine. Can you get my tablets? Because obviously half your body's numb, you're dizzy and stuff. So if I get my tablets out, I've had to do it on my own a few times. No, poor me. But it's so hard. It takes me at least 10 minutes just to get my tablets out and get them in my mouth. Whereas if Tom goes and gets them, hands me the water, I can take them. But it's literally that, getting them and everything. It takes me ages.
I imagine it's like trying to like open paracetamol with like boxing gloves on. Like,
Literally, that's what it is like. Because it just doesn't make sense. It's really, really frustrating.
I was going to say, Sammy only has them at 2 in the morning when I've got to be after work at 5. She never has them middle of the day or the evening when I get back. She's always like, I'm having a migraine.
Yeah,
Fuck off,
I don't
bitch.
know what that means though. I don't know why they come on at night.
No, I want to sleep in a different room. Yeah, I'm gonna build my gamer cave in the shed and just stay there.
Oh, that's mean. I'd cry.
I won't hear you, so be alright.
Wow.
Right, sorry to interrupt your witchiness.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, migraines are shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goddamn witches causing them.
Okay.
There are specific towns all around the world that pride themselves in being a witchy town, such as Glastonbury, near us, famous for the yearly Glastonbury Festival, Boscastle and Tintagel in Cornwall, Salem, Massachusetts in the US, and many more. You will see a lot of crystal shops, herbs and incense all around these towns, all things a person practicing witchcraft nowadays would expect to find.
Oh, especially Glastonbury. They've got the coolest shops.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I could spend years around there.
I want to live there.
So cool.
The Tintagel and Boscastle are like my favourite places.
Mhm.
They're so fun.
Tintagel
Oh, that definitely has your heart, doesn't it?
really does.
But Boscastle with the actual witch museum.
Yeah, that's the thing. Boscastle, just the centre of it by the museum is so
Mhm.
pretty with the little bridge and the pink house that's
Yeah.
behind it.
Which you can actually Airbnb it.
It's actually not too bad. It'd be like 600 for like a big group of people and like dogs and stuff. I think you
Yeah.
need like 10 people. It's pretty good.
You wouldn't be upset whichever one of those towns you lived in because they're literally like 10 minutes from each other, not even that, are they?
Yeah, but then if you join the town, then you have to be against the other town because that's how it works, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
that's
your
true.
town's better-
Just
my
firing
town's better than
arrows.
yours. Yeah.
Oh,
They had a
God.
fight over the bells, didn't they?
Yeah.
Maybe though, because they had a landslide. Sorry, they had a landslide in. I don't know, they had a massive flood in Boscastle. didn't
Boscastle,
they?
I
yeah.
was just going to say that actually. Yeah, I'd probably
Mhm.
go for Tintagel because
Yeah.
of Boscastle, if it's flooded, then.
Yeah, Tintagel's
Fuck
too
it.
high for that, unless you're at the bottom by.
Well, the sea's got to climb up pretty high to...
Yeah, true. But if there's a flood from inland coming down, that hill is going to be pretty
Yeah.
fucking hardcore. You're going to end up in the sea real quick.
But you're up at the top of the hill anyway in Tintagel. There's only Boscastle you've got to drive down
That's
into.
it. Yeah, I think you're right.
I am right. But I like Tintagel for the King Arthur sort of thing.
Although I don't know if I could do that walk again.
That's.
Fucking
I've
hell,
done
we
it so many
almost died.
times. And then come back to want some cheese balls. But no, there's no cheese balls left because someone ate them all.
That's where Tamsin got attacked by a ghost. Well, I saw a ghost.
Oh,
Actually
no,
attacked.
both.
It actually
Yeah.
scratched me.
Oh, didn't it? Yeah.
We'll talk about this in our ghostly
Yeah,
episode.
that's
But
true.
anyway,
Sorry.
witches portrayed in TV and film are in most cases the villain, with big noses and a sizable wart on the end of it. It is said that if you use witchcraft for ill intentions, it drains the beauty from you, turning you into a hideous creature. Whether this is true or not, you would think this would discourage people from practicing dark witchcraft. Some people who practice modern witchcraft have their own religion, Wicca. Wicca, also known as the craft, is a modern pagan syncretic
I don't know.
earth-centered religion, considered a new religious movement by the scholars of religions. The path evolved from Western I googled this word and then I can't
That's
pronounce
just as.
Huh?
Whoa. I don't know. Western.
Oh my god.
Esoterism? It's something. No, I don't know.
Ideas and movements within a Western society.
There you go.
Developed in England during the first half of the 20th century and was introduced to the public in 1954 by Gerald Gardner. It draws upon ancient pagan and 20th century heroic motifs for the theological and ritual purposes. The modern English term for Wicca is derived from the Old English Wicca and Wicce. It's basically
English.
it's Wicca with an A and then Wicce with an E on the end instead of an A.
Such cool language.
The masculine and feminine term for witch, respectively, that was used in Anglo-Saxon England. Anglo. By adopting it for modern usage, Wiccans were both
Symbolically.
linking themselves to their ancient pre-Christian past and adopting a self-designation that would be less controversial than witchcraft.
Ooh.
Thank you, Tom, for that word I could not say.
Time.
Using the word witchcraft can result in confusion with other non-religious meanings of witchcraft, as well as other religious such as Satanism and Luciferism.
What?
Luciferianism. Yeah, that is Luciferianism, isn't it?
Luciferism.
Luciferianism.
Luciferianism.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whose practitioners also sometimes describe themselves as witches. So you can see why they get accused of witchcraft when it's like, not me, I'm a Satanism person.
Your religion has got the devil in it.
Basically. Many Wiccans believe in magic, a manipulative force exercised through the practice of spellcraft. Some Wiccans believe that magic is simply making full use of the 5 senses to achieve surprising results, while other Wiccans do not claim to know how magic works, merely believing that it does because they have observed it to be so.
So the pentagram is just the star. Pentacle is the star with a circle around it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And then you can invert them as well, which is even...
So that's the devil, Yeah. The pentacle is a symbol commonly used by Wiccans. Wiccans often understand the pentacle's 5 points as representing each of the 5 elements: earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. It is also regarded as a symbol of the human, with the 5 points representing the head, arms, and legs. During ritual practices, which are often staged in a sacred circle, Wiccans cast spells or workings intended to bring about real changes in the physical world. Common Wiccan spells include those used for healing, for protection, fertility, or to banish negative influences. Many early Wiccans refer to their own magic as white magic, which contrasted with black magic, which they associated with evil and Satanism. Some modern Wiccans, however, have stopped using the white/black magic terminology, arguing, for instance, that the colour black should not necessarily have any associations with evil. I feel like the white-black association sort of thing is the same sort of thing as why we can't say blah blah black sheep, ba ba black sheep. I feel like that's why they've gone, no, we can't say white witch and black witch.
I think it's just like an old, I don't know, it's hard to get into without sounding like a dick.
It is, but really when you go back into it, the black is the colour of the devil, so black magic and white magic, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense because white is the opposite of black.
Yeah, white is holy.
Yeah.
And black is...
just the colours.
Yeah.
Just the colours.
Exactly. Wiccans celebrate several seasonal festivals of the year, commonly known as Sabbats. Collectively, these occasions are termed with the Wheel of the Year. Most Wiccans celebrate a set of 8 of these Sabbaths. However, other groups only allow 4. The 4 Sabbaths that are common to all British-derived groups are the cross-quarter days, sometimes referred to as Greater Sabbaths. Gardner himself made use of the English names of these holidays, stating the 4 great Sabbaths are... or Sabbats? Sabbats. I think it's Sabbats, not Sabbaths, because there's Black Sabbath in it and the Sabbats.
Right.
I think it is Sabbats. Candlemas, first signs of spring. May Eve, the full flowering of spring. Lammas, first fruits. And Halloween, death and the ancestors. The equinoxes and solstices are celebrated also. It is a common belief amongst Wiccans that human beings have a spirit or soul that survives bodily death, and that if you make the most of the present life, then the next life is more or less certainly going to benefit from the process.
Whee!
And that's my story. I'm sorry it took so long.
It's interesting that, because that's what Christians believe as well, isn't it? That you're here for a short period of time and then you do what you can to be good on the earth and then you go to heaven and that's your reward.
That's very true. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, I've always found that really strange.
Yeah, they look down on the Wiccans.
Why bother then? Why are we here? This is
Literally.
just for a period of time for something better. Stop torturing me. Get
me there sooner.
Yeah.
On that note.
But then if you do that, then you can't go there.
Yeah, I've heard that. That's
Cheap trick.
Cheap trick. Dirty bastards got you. I like
Cool
that.
with that. Yeah.
Was it clear as like?
Huh?
Was it clear?
It was, yeah. Well, you're going to see a bit of an edited version of what we... Whereas you hear mine, he's going to be...
Yeah. Sure, I hope.
Yeah, anyone who lives in like the UK, I'm sure you know Stonehenge. You should get there for the summer solstice.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
really good.
They
And
do the
winter
summer.
solstice.
Yeah, they do the summer solstice and the winter solstice. I've never been to the winter solstice because I'm not very good with cold. But the summer solstice is such a good vibe, isn't it?
It is really
I
fun.
really want to go this year, but I completely just.
Yeah, I didn't think about it, but yeah, it was
Yeah.
really fun when we went.
But also in our first series, when I spoke about the Stanton Drew Stone Circle, they do their own little solstices. So I feel like that will be a nice one to go to as well, because it's only local and it's not as big. But then you want to go to Stonehenge for the vibe of the. Oh, it's so
Some
nice.
of those people were too vibey for me.
That's
Yeah,
so-
definitely.
Remember that guy who kept trying to hug me and he was like, "Oh, it's all about love," and I was like, "Get the fuck away from me!
You're here for
Stop
the...
touching me!"
Yeah, literally, you like pick your people to hug. Don't just
Yeah.
go and hug
I
random
don't,
people.
I don't want to hug.
Yeah,
Don't hug.
literally, don't touch me. But then it was also nice because like you'd be chilling out around like in the actual middle of the
The
stones.
drums.
Oh yeah, they have music. It's always a buzz.
Always
But then if you want
someone
some chill
around.
time, you just go out and you just sit on the floor and you just chill. And then as it gets a bit cold, you get out, walk around, then go into the stones, and it's really warm because obviously the stones are really warm because they absorb all the heat from the day. And then you're surrounded by
Yeah.
people anyway, and it's just so nice. And
People like being people, like with hula hoops or putting on a show for just their mates or something, weren't there? Like
yeah,
dancing and singing and stuff.
it's really cool. Some people
Yeah.
get a bit too into it, or
Yeah.
just go just because, and they start climbing on the really tall stones, and it's like, no, just be a bit
Yeah,
more
don't
respectful
do
of
that.
them. Like, do you
It's
realise how
not-
long they've been there?
As I say, there's a cool ass app. I downloaded ages ago actually. It's a Wicca app. And
Really?
it's got like...
Ooh.
it's
Why
full-
didn't you tell me about that? Oh, you got to pay for it.
No, there's a... That's the normal version. So you got a spellbook, you got the calendars, you got herbs, you got... Oh, there's podcasts on there as well.
Mate.
I wonder if we can get on there. But yeah, it's got like all crazy stuff in there. It's like spells and...
So like a religious app, basically.
Fuck off, Shelby, you're licking me.
What was
You
going
got
on
sweaty legs, mate.
But yeah, it's got like... Code of Satan, shadow work, astrology,
there? Oh, that'd be cool.
shifting realities. I'd love to
what?
fucking try
That's
that.
what you do, though, don't you, in your dreams?
Yeah. Well, what's it? What do they call it? Shelby,
He's looking at his
what
leg.
do they call it on Insidious?
Astro
project. Yeah.
I am 100% sure that Rich can do this.
Is this when you
100% sure?
go out and see yourself?
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he flies every night in his dreams. He's flying around looking at things underneath.
Is he?
Yeah,
Oh.
and he's like, I do this every night, and I'm like, I've never done that.
No.
All the fucked up dreams I've had, I've never had a flying dream, and like, yeah, I'm sure if you trained yourself, you could do this.
That's it.
And I was like, I'm unsure about it because it's like used as like a supernatural movie thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But after he spoke to me about it, I was like, oh my god, I actually think that you have this. Like, from what he said, like he's been having the exact same dream of him flying over Weston-super-Mare since he was a kid.
What?
Over the same houses, over.
Oh.
It's weird, isn't it?
Has he tried to like be conscious in his dream? Tried to like.
Yeah, and I think he can do it. He can sort of control it.
Like control where he's going to be flying and
Yeah.
stuff. What the fuck?
And like him and his friend once had the exact same dream, and like they've just had weird things in common. They're like the same person, I swear.
That's right.
Like him and his best mate.
Ooh.
I've had the same dream as my sister. It's a really random one, but I don't know whether she was bullshitting or not.
I
But-
had this with my mum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I'll tell my
Yeah,
one
yeah,
and you
you
tell yours,
tell
and then you tell your ones with Stefan.
Mm.
I had a dream that my dad was an aeroplane pilot, and he had ketchup on his head, just like a swirl blob on his head. And my sister had the exact same dream.
So weird.
You didn't tell me that one.
I told you ages ago.
Was it when you were like really young?
Yeah. It was when I was really young that I had the dream, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so specific. That's
Yeah.
so out there.
I don't get what it means, but yeah, my sister said she had because she was like, with the ketchup on the head, and I was like, yeah!
That's fucked.
It's really weird, isn't
You
it?
should really look into that a bit
That is
more.
really
I know.
weird.
But anyway, yeah, what's
Mine
on?
was me and my mum were walking home from somewhere, I don't remember where, and outside the house there was a dead worm, and we stopped to look at the dead worm.
Both had the same dream.
Yeah,
Just
that
so
dream. That dream.
That is fucked. People are so. I think this goes back to like the technology thing. We should be so connected, but we're not.
Yeah. Like when we have a dream like that, it's like, oh my god, it's so weird. But actually, it was probably telling you something. So back in the day, it'd been like, did you have that dream? It told me this. Like, we must do something.
I think you're probably like linked, like back in the day, like hunters. Like you're just like you didn't even have to talk to each other. You just kind of like spiritually like linked to each other. Like, this bear's coming. You go that way. I go this way.
Yeah.
You stay there. Boom.
Well, the same thing about the animals fleeing from the earthquake or tsunami.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one it was, but probably tsunami. Yeah, they're fleeing away because they knew what was coming.
There's something about like thunder and lightning. Like I don't know if Shelby does it, but I can tell that like thunder and lightning's coming from her zero axe.
I do
Like,
have
it gets a
Thomas.
bit- Yeah.
Yeah, I get.
My mum as well. She'll get a migraine when a thunderstorm's coming.
He gets a headache.
Yeah.
No, I get that when it's like stormy, but the coolest one I've ever had. Shelby wrecked it just after me,
Yeah.
but my jewel started vibrating, my bottom jewel. I was like, it's gonna be lightning in a minute, and Shelby's ears went up, and then bang, like a few seconds after. It was with you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was like, what the
I was like, my jewel, everything just like I was being electrocuted, like really softly, and I was like,
Yeah.
here we go.
Strange.
But Tom's one of those people that you walk past street lights
yeah.
and they go off. So there's something definitely electric about you. But anyway, tell me the story about you and Stefan.
Yeah.
So I had a dream about. No, Stefan had a dream of something I saw. So I was laying in my garden sunbathing, and there was a translucent triangle in the sky, and you could like see it as it was like going through the clouds and stuff. You see like the clouds like moving around it. I was like, that's fucking weird. I didn't know if it's like because you see like a shape, and you're like, oh, it could be anything. You start thinking like it could be a plane just too high up, and then my mate rang me up. He's like, oh, I had the weirdest dream last night. And I said to him, I was like, oh, was it about a triangle flying through the sky? And he was like, yes. I was like, what the fuck is that? I've just seen that thing going through the sky. So, and that's before I knew about like UFOs. I knew about UFOs, but before I knew like people seeing triangles and they documented it.
Yeah, triangles were actually a linked
So I
thing
was
to
like,
UFOs.
fucking
Come on then.
So
Sorry,
weird.
Shelby's trying to clamber up for the
He's
listeners.
really
trying to tell my story. I got another one as well.
Smell his breath then.
Another one of
Jesus.
my mates, her mum is a practicing white witch, and they went through Glastonbury, and everyone was staring at this woman. Everyone who was like a local was staring at this woman. They knew what she was, and she was just not dressed like a wacky person. She was just dressed normal, walking through the high street, and everyone was like giving her like side eye and stuff.
Yeah, they're like, I know what you do.
Yeah, and I reckon that's so cool. Like, no, like you've got to look at people can pick up on your aura, I guess.
Yeah,
around
oh,
you.
definitely. Yeah, if you're that like vibed, that's what makes me believe in it so much. Like they don't know this woman, and they're like still like, hang on a minute.
Yeah, something's up with you. Like that's so cool.
And the people in Glastonbury, you can tell that there's something more with them.
Yeah,
There's some crazy people in Glastonbury.
I love that. I remember
Yeah.
I saw a man in a full suit of armour walking through the street.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's so cool.
Yeah, they do that. And there's Merlin that hangs about in the street as well.
And the
The
other
guy
green
we
man.
met that was like Rainbow Dan or something.
I can't remember.
He was in a band. He was in like this massive like robe. It was like multicoloured. He looked like Jesus.
Nice.
And he came up to us and he was like, "Hey, I'm Rainbow Dan. This is my band."
I can't remember that.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sure that was the time we went when you got attacked by a bee or a wasp.
She
The orange
pressed
juice.
it.
Remember you were like, "Oh, I really want an orange
Mango
juice."
juice. It was mango
Oh, it was
juice.
mango juice. You were
But-
talking about it all day, and you finally got one, and you put it down, and a wasp just went, just went straight in. And you're just like, for fuck's sake. Weren't even outside.
No, we're inside a cafe. No, I can't remember the actual Dan, but I remember the wasp. That
I
traumatized
can't
me.
believe you can't remember that. It's wild.
I remember the rainbow coat man
He
coming
was
up to you.
completely insane. He was like,
No, I can't remember. No, I can't
he
remember.
showed us our band, his band, and like gave us a card and stuff.
What's his name? Rainbow Dan.
I'm sure it was Rainbow Dan. I can't remember what his band was called, but it was Rainbow something.
Yeah, thank you for that, Sammy. I
Mm.
love learning about like the modern witching side of things. Like,
Yeah.
but I need to be brave enough to want to try something like spells and just see. I just don't want to look like a dick. Basically, it's just my head. I don't want to be like
Well, if you're here with me, you know you're not gonna.
no, but in my head, I'm like that's always like if you do like loads of prep for it and you wait for like, the certain time of night and then you're like, oh, I'll do this and then it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But maybe because I'm thinking like that, it won't work.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, he's a negative Nelly.
Wow. Get me a couple of stones then. I won't be so negative no more.
I plan to.
Just throw them at me in bed. Ow. Thank you.
Stop being so negative.
Breeze block. Boom. Oh, cheers then.
Do you feel positive now?
Or just keep throwing bigger stones at me until I feel positive. Alright, I'm
Bigger
fine.
crystals.
Leave me alone. Alright, if you throw crystals at me.
Yeah, literally. But I feel like I would like to try the thing. You know the thing with the crack an egg into water.
Oh yeah, to get rid of your curse.
Yeah, to get rid of a hex that's on you. Like, definitely, that's an easy one to try.
Do you believe in tea leaf reading?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm so uncertain of myself that I would read the tea leaves and I'd be like, are you sure that's what it says? Is that what it says? Is that what it
Yeah.
what I mean? I would need to get other people's...
Confident in it.
Yeah.
Okay, Ron Weasley, you're a suffer, but you're going to be happy about it.
That's going to be yours.
Yeah. Then mine just be like, you're doomed.
You're so negative. So dumb.
Do you know what?
Give up.
Do you know what?
Literally.
That's true though, to be fair. No, I'll get a couple of stones and see if they work for me.
Okay. I'll throw them at him and let you guys know if they work.
If I'm not here next episode, you know they worked.
No, we need to start the next episode of like Graviton Kings, and you're just not here.
Just me, like, so at peace.
Oh, brilliant. Cool. Well, thank you for watching.
Yeah,
thank you
thanks
for
for watching.
listening. And we'll see you next week for Tom's story. Woo!
Woo!
Bye.
Bye.